Hello, my fellow fans of Dungeons & Dragons, and welcome back to Planescape Torment. Alright, getting right into it today, we have finally made our way to the Ragpicker Square, where we've been told Pharod hangs out, so we're going to wander around and see if we can't find him. Also, I believe there is another collector in here that we're looking for, who's pretending to be a dustman, so we'll look for him as well. Okay, so there's a couple of named characters here. Let's talk to Yellowfingers first. This weaselly-looking fellow is skulking about the garbage like a tattered shadow. Seeing you and Mort, he beckons to you.
Say, the skull. Where are you getting the skull, eh? My skull it is. Give it back to me.
Mort turns to the Hyper. Pike off! What proof do you have that this is your skull? He stares at you for a moment like you're addled.
Spike in mine. Talking proof, don't know nothing. Gives me the skull back nows.
This is not your skull.
You calling me a liar, eh? Skull's mine, mine. You the thief, spitting lies. I'll get you.
Touch me, and you'll be regretting it for the short few moments before you die. The man glances at you, eyes narrow. He doesn't look too sure of his chances. He mumbles a bit, but doesn't do anything.
Me skull, you're a thief, stealing.
If you can prove to me the skull's yours, I'll give it to you. It's only fair. He stares at you for a moment like you're addled, and says, I'm piking mad. This is not your skull. Touch me and you'll be regretting it. Get lost, mongrel. Okay, so I believe you can just buy the skull off of him if you really think it was his. But let's talk with Ratbone, who appears to be somebody who would mock us. This man is whistling a cheerful tune and plays with a well-kept fighting knife. As you approach him, he stops whistling and gives you a curious look. What you want? I had some questions. My name's Ratbone, Cutter. I'm a thief for hire in the employ of Sharegrave, the boss of the collectors you see round the square. He pays me mostly to learn his lads to be real quiet-like, and how to fight if they runs into a spot of trouble. That's likely the only question I'll answer for you, Cutter. He sniffs and shrugs. This guy can teach you how to be a rogue, but I want to stay a fighter for now, so I'm looking for a man named Pharod. Do you know where he is? Ratbone shakes his head. Nay, I don't. Here he's nearby, though. Some of his lads come running through at times, making for some hidey hole that's who knows where. Somewhere up around those elevated platforms, I'll bet, but it's none of me business. He shrugs and spits on the ground. Live and let live, says Ratbone. Farewell, then. I believe Sharegrave is in here. It's a collector. That's a collector. That's... Yep, there's Sharegrave. I'm going to roll around in his stuff, because I don't really care. He doesn't have anything. Okay, so let's talk to Sharegrave. Tall and lanky, this pale, grim-looking man exudes authority despite his gangly and somewhat awkward frame. A good portion of his left ear is missing. What little that's left is a ragged mess of scar tissue, as if the ear was bitten rather than cut off. His narrow, shifting eyes, almost mere slits, look clever and dangerous. Would you be Sharegrave? He spits out a reply. I don't know you, Burke, he glares at you. Who are you to be asking about some Sharegrave cutter? A man called Pox referred me to Sharegrave. I was told he might know the location of someone named Pharod. The tension in the room suddenly rises. Now, what a funny thing to be asking about. What do you want to know about old Blood Pharod for? He has something of mine, and I want it back. The man is silent for a moment, then cracks a smile. He steals from us all, doesn't he? Whether we're living or dead. What do you mean? Our main source of living around here is the dead. You follow? You're a collector? Aye, that's right. He looks at you as if he's considering something. Now, there's only so many deaders at any one time. My Bloods and I can only gather so many. If somebody else is gathering the deaders, that's that much less jink that goes into our pockets. Pharod is taking bodies too. Aye. So...
Updated my journal.
The rub is that he's found a motherload of them. Now, I haven't heard of any massacres in Sigil. He frowns, tapping at his chin. So I'm quite interested in knowing where all the debtors are coming from. I could find out for you if you'd like. Oh, aye? And how would you do that? All I need to do is find him. Let me worry about the rest.
Updated my journal.
You got it. I'll even give you 100 copper commons for your trouble. Go up on the platforms, follow them to the north and west, and you'll come to a gate that leads to Pharod's bolt hole. Getting in and getting the information is your deal, and if anyone asks, you don't know me, and we never had this talk. Here? Who are you? For a smart cutter, you don't listen too well. I'll just leave. Obviously, humor is not something this guy is used to. Now let's find the door. Alright, so, back on path. Here is a gentleman named Nod. So let's talk with him, because he has a name. As you approach the hooded, brown-robed man, you notice that he's mumbling to himself softly, and occasionally nodding. Greetings. Someone comes to speaks to Nod, aye? He suddenly breaks into a fit of hacking coughs and nods to himself. What are you doing? Nothing, except looking for debtors, nothing else. He sniffs, then gives another hacking cough. He mumbles for a moment, then speaks again. Nothing else. Need the jink. Why are you looking for corpses? He starts nodding without really looking at you. Haul them to the black place, the mortuary. He tilts his head back and forth, then nods again. They're the dusties, they haggles and gives chink. They takes the deader in, they do, aye, and Nod don't talks to 'em till the next body. He sniffs, wiping at his nose with the back of his hand. Why do they pay for corpses? He shrugs. No matter. He smiles and nods sagely. Jink for me, jink. That's all I wish to know. Farewell. Eh. He shakes his head, coughs, then resumes his nodding. You'd ask Nod, aye? Not ask ye a question for you, aye? Go ahead and ask your question. Nod has a sister, aye? Amarise. Lives in the hive, away from here, away from the square. So long ago, Nod was separated from his sister, taken away. So your question is...
Updated my journal.
You don't know her. He shakes his head sadly for a moment, chewing his lower lip. If he sees her, if he does, tell her Nod. Her brother worries about her, aye? He does. He worries. Alright, I'll do that for you. Nod thinks he does. I thinks he. Amarise was pretty
So pretty. She was alive now. Fair-skinned she was, hair like jet, and always in blue. Blue. She was always in blue.
Farewell, Nod.
Updated my journal.
Alright, so we have a quest to
I'm
find
gone.
Amaris. Okay, is this an entrance to anything? No, it does not look like it. But there is an area here called the Midwife's Hut. You're just a collector. Okay, and I think this leads to the platforms up that the one gentleman was talking about. Let's go in this hut and see who's in here. Old Mibeth. This squat old woman looks like she has had all the color bled out of her. Everything from her hair to her shawl to her robe, all are shades of gray. The only splotches of color on her come from several strange herbs which are tied to her belt by their stalks. The herbs make a strange swish sound when she moves like a broom. Greetings. The elderly woman turns and stares at you, and you notice the gray shades blanketing her body extend to her features as well. Her hair is a wispy gray, and her eyes are like chips of granite. She frowns when she sees you. And who might ye be, I don't really know who I am. So, ye not know yourself, child. She squints, then points at your chest. Hard to piece together the man beneath all that tracery and scrawled scars, isn't? Maybe. Who are you? With a sly cackle, she wags her eyebrows. Have ye not heard of old Mibeth, then? The midwife of the square. Have ye not, ma'am? She narrows her eyes and her voice drops. Well, now ye have, for I be Mibeth. You are a midwife. What do you do?
Updated my journal.
I set bones right, drive the cough out of the sick, yank out squealing, stubborn babes, mend cloaks or a rag or two, make cures and herbs and other such. She squints at you, studying your scars. Be needing a cure or three, do ye then? Cures? Aye, ye be needing some cures to look at ya. Do ye want to buy some, do ye? She glances at the scars covering your body again and shrugs. Too late to be asking for them, I think. Alright, so one of the things here is she is a place to rest comfortably. So that's pretty good. Let's see. Actually, we could use some healing. Meth nods. Very well then. She reaches for one of the dried herbs at her belt, snaps it off at the stalk, then grinds it in her calloused palms. Small whiffs of dust and pollen rise from her hands. She then mumbles to herself, then blows the dust in the air. Take it.
Updated my journal.
The gray pollen swirls around the room, blanketing you and your companions. You breathe deeply, and less than a moment later, you feel strangely refreshed.
Thank you, Mabeth. I feel well again. Farewell. Alright, so this is a good place to come in, get healed, and rest to replenish all of your powers if you're a wizard or a cleric or anybody who had spells.
Alright.
Okay, this tower looks like it was... Oh, I accidentally clicked here. Alright, so...
I'm
I
gone.
guess this is the platform I was thinking about.
Alright.
Okay, and Mort decided to go down that way. That's fine, he'll catch up. Okay, just checking the map now. Okay,
Done.
so we're supposed to come up this way. This archway leads only inches into the small building before becoming blocked by a solid wall of refuse. The rubbish is packed so tightly it may as well be stones and mortar. As you come closer, however, the archway's outline begins to shimmer. You notice the handful of junk you've been carrying about begins to shimmer as well. Thrust the junk into the archway. The wall of refuse flickers, wavers, and seems to fold in on itself, revealing an open space beyond it. passage or portal seems to have had formed within the frame of the archway. Alright, so this is one of the many portals in Sigil, and the only thing we needed to activate it was a bit of junk. And that takes us just a little bit to the left, but past a full wall of debris.
I'm gone.
Okay, and now we enter here. Alright, this next part, I believe, is going to be a big fight area. I might be able to skip it with good diplomacy, but I'm not really sure. So, first off, let's talk to Anomaly. A ragged, middle-aged collector approaches as you enter the area. He quickly looks you over and then sneers. Don't know you. Greetings. The collector continues to glare at you. I'm looking for a man named Pharod. What you're looking for is no concern of mine, Burke. What is concerning me is that you're still breathing in my presence. If you don't let me pass, Collector, one of us is going to the mortuary, and it won't be me. Your threat appears to soften his demeanor. Get out of here, Cutter, he hisses, and I'd be watching your back if I were you. Likewise. Okay, so that has set up for the next part where I believe we can get jumped in here. Taking stuff.
Alright.
Because I'm the
I'm
hero.
gone.
I get to steal whatever I want.
Done.
That's a wall. Jump.
I'm gone. I'm gone. Alright.
Okay, so
Done.
one of the many things that you have to kind of do in
I'm
this
gone.
game is just kind of look around at
Alright.
dead ends. Oh, here come Trash Warren's thugs. But these guys really shouldn't be any more difficult than the other thugs that we've been fighting. It shouldn't be any more difficult than what they appear to be.
Did you see that?
And these ones don't run away. Hooray!
I'm gone.
Alright. Got all of their stuff. Let's see. There's a path this way or a path that way. I think we'll go this way first, just checking out everything. And more thugs. Don't really seem aggressive, so we won't bother with them until they
Done.
decide they want to beat up on us. Okay, this looks like this loops back up. Oh, no, it's just a box. Okay, so I am full up. Now, Mort,
Good as done.
you go ahead and inspect.
What's up? Good as done.
Take the stuff. Whoops. Alright. And then we come back down and back to where we were at.
Done.
Okay, now that goes down as well. Not really sure which one.
Alright.
I don't remember which one leads
All right.
to where I'm going, so
Done.
guess we'll try this one. Oh, there is a buried villager, and she is aggressive. Oh, but she's gonna run away.
Done.
Oh, she ran away into a bunch of guys. Okay, so I think this is the wrong way if I want to explore the entire area, but first things first, I guess we should get into our fight. I'll bring Mort and Nameless up first.
I shall serve. I'm hurt.
Alright, so we are getting beaten up pretty good. Let's go ahead and use a bunch of these. Okay. I was hoping the collectors wouldn't be so hard.
Encore.
But I got beaten up. And we have found a new area to respawn in, which is very useful. And this area will be quite useful because there are a couple of things we can discover in here. But I think I'm going to call this an episode for tonight. So thank you guys for joining me, and I'll see you next time on Planescape Torment. See you then.